Hello everyone, you're welcome to another insightful video in our free graphic design class. So in this video, we are going to learn how to design a very simple but catchy church flyer like this. This is a very simple, so let's start. First, come to create new and go to your preset details. Let's name this as project 2 or let's name this as church flyer depending on the particular flyer that you are designing. So let's name it the encounter, because that is the title of the church program. And let's change the inches to pixels, and then we are using different size but it's the same social media. We are using 736 pixels, and then the height we are using 920, and then resolution is still 300. We are not designing in CMYK, so let's change it to RGB. This is for just social media. So any other thing is okay. Click on create. Now I've also taught you how to bring or activate rulers. So if you can't see your rulers, come to view and go to rulers, or you can use the short form control R. Then let's activate the rulers. Let's bring this one down. The rulers are there to guide us so that we will design it in that border lines. This is beautiful. And then let's go to the resources. Everything that you need for this design, they are here. So I gave you the background, everything. Some people, when they are designing, they start bringing in the images and then the text, but we are starting from the background. So let's bring in the first background, download, drag and drop in Photoshop, and there you go. Very simple. Then let's bring in the image. So because it is a church flyer and that church flyer says the encounter, I had to get an image that will depict or go with the flow of the theme. So that is the encounter. Let me bring it up a little bit. Then we are going to blend this particular image on the layer side on top of the first background that we brought. We are going to blend it. So go to the layer side, right click, and then you are going to see a whole lot of options here. Select rasterize layer. What it means is that you have the chance to edit the image. So rasterize it, go to your tools, select eraser tool and go to the option bar of the eraser tool that you've selected. Come to the brush settings, then open, if yours is not activated, open the general brush, and with the general brush we are using the soft rounded, or yes, the soft round, and make sure your hardness is set to 0. And you can leave the size to 600, or you can even change it. Now you can see my brush is plus. You can see this plus icon, and the caps lock off if you can still see on. And then we are going to brush the edge and then the other side so that it will blend with the background. So you can also increase the size of the brush using the brackets on your keyboard. Yeah, you can just use the brackets on the keyboard. Then let's take our time and brush some of the edges, something like this. I think this is okay. So you see it has blended with the background. Okay, then let's bring in the text. Now the font that I used for the encounter is what I've written down here, Billigant. So let's go to text tool, go and select the text tool and go to the font size. You will see the Billigant. So that is the font. Search for this particular font, Billigant, and start typing there. And then we are going to resize the font. Let's pick something like 36, or let's pick 30. Yes, I think 30 is not bad, but let's pick 24. We can even come back to change it. And we are going to copy this font again, Ctrl J to copy, bring it down, and we are going to name this encounter. Don't worry, we'll change the font. And the second font that I use is Trouble. Yes, this particular font, Trouble. And bring it up. Let's change the size to 36, which is too much, so let me pick 30. Good. So the encounter is on top of there, so bring it down at the layer side. We don't need this. Click these two arrows and this is what we have. Good. Now the next thing that we are going to apply a gradient on the day, only the day. So select the day at the layer side, go to the layer panel down here and then go to FX. Make sure the layer you've selected the day on the layer side, and go down to the layer panel, select FX, the function, add it and look for gradient overlay. Select it and we are going to apply gradient on there. So you see my gradient is already selected, but this is not what I'm looking for, gold gradient, because if you see the main design, you could see that the gradient has been applied over here. Good. So let's select it. Go to FX, select gradient. We are not going to use the same gradient. Click on this gradient here, and please make sure you've downloaded resources boy gradient map. I've showed you how to download gold gradient or a lot of gradients in your Photoshop. Open it and you can use a whole lot of them, but this one we are going to use this particular gradient. All right, this one. If you have not watched the video on the gradient, please, a link will be in the description. Watch it. Then we want the style to be on linear, everything to this one, the angle to be on 0. Then I think we are okay with it, so click OK. We've accepted it. And let's bring in our image. Now I gave you a lot of images. I gave you Pastor Eastwood Anaba, Reverend Mensa Otabel, Pastor Mensa Otabel. I just brought in this. This is not any church program, it's for an educational purpose. So let's go to our resources and bring in Eastwood Anaba. So double click to accept. So you can see that I brought the Eastwood Anaba on top of all the layers. So you can see Eastwood Anaba is covering everything. Don't worry about that. So go to the layer side, right click and rasterize. Now we understand the meaning of rasterize, because once we rasterize a layer, we have the ability and the chance to edit it. So select it. We are going to take off the background, then go to properties. There is another way of changing the background, but today we are using the properties. And once you select the properties, go to remove background, and within some short period the background is going to be removed. Voila. So that is it. It's very simple. So go and click on this. You don't need it, and go to, you see, once you remove the background, you can see that we have two objects. One is cut off object and then the main object. Select the black one, the cut off, this one. We are going to take off some. At times when you use this method to remove background, you will see some white blemishes around the image. So we are going to correct that. Select that dark part, go to filter. Today we are learning a lot. Then go to other and go to minimum. Select it and remove. We are going to take off some edges around the image. Make sure the radius is 1, set to 1. The more you increase the radius, the more that you are affecting the image. So set it to 1 and click on OK. Then you can resize the image. I think this is okay. Now we are going to fade the image with the background so that our work will be very neat and nice. So go and select the same brush tool. We have so many ways of doing it, but we are using, then you can scroll down. We are just spreading the image or brushing the image to blend with the background. Then let's brush it. But now when you are brushing, please take your time. Okay, I think this is okay for me. Then let me bring it down a bit, something like this. Let me resize the image and then position it here, which I think is okay. So I can take off this ruler. All right, then Ctrl+0 to zoom to fit. Then drawing. Then now I can still resize the image if I want. Then let me select the there and then the encounter, then align it at the center. Then I can select the encounter, then hold alternate and then the edge and try to enlarge it. So I want the encounter to be. But now when you go to the character, you see the encounter, the VA is -5. Okay, so you can make it -10. Yes, I think -10 is okay. And let's select the there, and that one too, you can make it 0, and then let me shift it up a bit. So you can see now the beauty of our design is coming. This is very simple. Now let's bring in the date, the time, and the venue. Okay, so how did I do it? So let me zoom in, Ctrl+. Now you can also work on the image and sharpen the image. So come to the cutoff point. Don't select this, select the main image, and then go to filter and make sure you convert it to smart object, and then go to the filter again. You could see sharpen. So go to sharpen, smart sharpen, or sharpen edge, or sharpen more. I mean, whichever way that you do. So you've added a lot of, so you could see the image. So I don't like this. Ctrl+Z to undo. Let me go to filter again and go to sharpen. This time around I'll go to smart sharpen, and let me bring it here. Let me bring in the image. Now you can play along with your sharpen. Okay, just play along with the radius. If you increase it and you don't like it, you can reduce it. So you see a lot of designers using all these things to make sure that you sharpen their image before they use. Okay, so I think Let me increase the radius small. Yeah, okay. Then if you are okay with it, click on okay, and it is going to be applied on the image, which looks bit okay. Then let's select, bring in our date and time. So go and select your text tool again, and this time around we are going to write the venue. Now you could see we didn't change the font. We are using Montserrat. So type in Montserrat, which you have already, and then with the Montserrat we are using bold, and activate the character, change the font size to 11. We are not using the bold, let's use regular, and position this somewhere here, and here is going to be transformation hall. Don't worry, we'll correct it. Opposite ECG main office. So select this and then change the font size. I can see the font size is too big, so go and select your move to position it here, then resize it, and then you could see that, let me bring the image somewhere here and then bring there. So I can bring back the rulers, okay, and just position it back. Let me bring it somewhere here. The transformation hall, I think this is okay, but this is the venue that we are using. Okay, all right, then I can copy this and then change it to venue, select medium, okay, save it bold, I think it's okay, bring it here, zoom in. All right, let me zoom out a bit so that we see it. Position this here, then let's align the transformation hall opposite ECG main office with the venue that we brought. Now there is a space between the venue that I don't like. Double click and then close it up. Now let's select the two and align it at the left here. It's already aligned. Now I can also change from regular to medium if I don't want it here, or from medium to bold or italic. Semi-medium, let's use a semi-medium, which I think is okay. And let's change this one to bold. Then let's change the color. Let's pick the color from here. We are choosing this color. So if you want to choose any color, select that particular layer, which is the venue. Go and click on color and pick it from color, that yellow color. So let me pick it here. I think this is okay. And then it is left with the time, the date. So go and select your shape tool and let me change it, or you can leave it. Yeah, let me draw the shape, and this is going to be my time, and then the dates. Let me bring it down. I don't want the edges to be like a normal one, so let me curve the edges small. So let me say 8 is okay. I think 8 is not bad. And then we don't need this. Okay, then go to the FX, the same FX. We are going to apply a gradient to it. Add the FX, go to gradient overlay. Good. So I don't want it to be like this, so go and change the color. Now we don't want the gold. Let's go down. I have saved it, which I will give you this particular gradient. Okay, so let me give you the gradient. Now if you want to set the gradient, just come and select basics, open any of the templates, select the black and white, come here, double click, and then put in the color code that I'm giving you. And then when you are done to come here, double click and then put in the color code. So let me give you the color code for that. So scroll down, and these are the color code. The first one is FFFF, which is white, and then the second one is yellow, which is FFB900. Once you select the basis and put in this color code there, to be picked. Now if you want to save your color code, I've taught you in the gradients how to save your color code. Click OK. I don't need any other thing. I want it to be so. Now still I don't like the edges, how the edges, I want it to be more, so I can put in 12 there, or let's say 15 or 16, anyhow you want it to be. And then let me position it somewhere here. Great. Now let's come here to copy the venue. Ctrl J to copy and bring it over here. So you can see that the copied one is on top of the rectangle. Bring the rectangle down, okay, so that you see it. Now select the venue, change the color to white or black. Let's pick black rather, and then we are going to put in the date there. So Sunday, or Sunday, I can make it short, Sunday 26th. So let me bring the October down, October, or the October to, I can make it short so that it will match. Let me bring it here. Then let me pick 5. Now I can also reduce the rectangle. I mean, it looks too big. Let me reduce it so that it won't be too much. Then we are still going to copy the dates again. Now we are putting in the time, double click it, and this time around we are picking the time 2:30 p.m. and change the color to white, font to 6. I want it to look big. Okay, then copy it again, and we are going to issue a prompt, and this time we are going to reduce the size to 4. Great, and place it up. Let me bring the 230 down. Then now let's align the 230 and then with the prompt. Great, I like it. This is beautiful. Then let me position the image, or you can even control A to align the image at the center. And now bring down the encounter, bring it down a bit. Now zoom, control A, control O, or control 0 to zoom to fit. Okay, so this is what you have. All right, so the beauty of the design is coming. Now let's align the venue together with that of the this particular time, the dates, this shape. Okay, so I've selected it here, I've selected the venue, and then let me align it here. Okay, so that everything will be aligned. Let me bring it down a bit. Don't worry, we are going to change. So let me bring this one to down. All right, so I'm going to add a bit of line over here. So select the venue, come to the shape and go for your line, change the fill color to white, and draw a line. Make sure that you draw a straight line to this part. And then I'm going to still change the color, not from white. I'm going to pick this color yellow. Okay, so this is what I have. This looks good. Great, powerful design. Very simple. Now it is left with the name of its within part. So go ahead, we are still copying the venue. Ctrl J to copy, bring it down here, and this is going to be Pastor Eastwood or Reverend Eastwood Anaba, whichever way that you want. Reverend Eastwood Anaba. Then let's close the VA. It's too big for me. This one too as well. Let's pick 25. Then let me bring this one down here. We're going to copy the same copy it, Ctrl J, and bring it down here. Change this one, and there I will click to. So if it is not selecting like this, come to the layer side. You see that I still want to select the there and it's not picking. So just click on this I button at the layer side so that the image will go. You can edit this width. Now I don't want the width. That's the font. The font is taking ventures, which I have given you the font. So we pick the second one, the demo regular. Change the size to 12. Just look at it if it is okay, not too big. Now bring in the image. Then let me position this. Let me bring the image up a bit. And then let's go to the layer side and select width. Let me bring it down. So that's what I have. Very beautiful design. And let me bring the depth up. Let me bring then select this, position it up. Let me send the image also up. Great. So I like it. I like my design, which is looking great. And then I can change the fonts to, if I want it not from bold, you can set it to either extra bold, but I think bold is okay. All right, so if you have something like this, now this is the beauty of our work. You can see that this is a very simple church flyer that, please, if you take time, you take your time and watch the video over and over again, and you are good to go. Now the next thing is to bring in the name of the church. So I've given you the logo, church logo. Okay, so bring in the church logo. Okay, in Photoshop, resize it. Just hold any part of the edges. We are bringing it here, then resize it. The venue again, bring it up. This is going to be Life Cathedral. This is not actually the name of the church actually, but because of education's sake, that's why. Please, if you go to church, if you church at Pastor Isudan, but that is not the name of the church. So this is just a tutorial sake. You can reduce it again. Let me zoom in so that you have a look at what we are doing. Great, yeah, I like it. Okay, so let's correct the Cape Coast. Perfect. Cathedral. I know the spelling is not correct, but okay. So once you have something like the control 0 to fit, and I think let's remove the rulers. You can take off the rulers to see the beauty of your design. I think if you're able to design something like this and send it to your clients or your church member or your pastor, especially your pastor. The pastor will love it. This is a very simple one, and I've taught you also how to save your work. So come to File, go to Export As, and change from good to excellent. Any other thing is okay. Click on Export. We've named the project already as the encounter, so save it to desktop. Let's go back to desktop and then view it. We saved it as encounter, so let's look for it. This is it, the encounter. Double click. This is our work. I liked it, so let me open it. Please try your hand on it. Let me see you in the next video. Bye.